So can you guys hear me? Yeah, yes. All right. So we stopped at backend. So it's time to create a front end. So let's go back. Folder cd front end. Said that like I'll start with Angular. So I'll just remove the folder. So make sure to install Angular. Is basic. You just have to do Google search install Angular. Uh, once you get your once you install npm, you just have to do npm install g Angular. Yeah. So let's start a new project. So ng new. I'll call this front end. Yeah. Do you want to enforce structure checking? Nah, sure, why not? Yeah. Nah, CSS. We'll go with CSS for now. It says the package failed to install, so we'll just search it. Yeah, so let's open the code. So inside front end package.json. So what was the issue? For most of you, this issue might not come. So for people who this issue comes, you see Jasmine Core 3.6. That was not found. So just go to Angular dot packages.json and check for Jasmine Core 3.6. So this is Jasmine Core 3.6. So make it 3.7.1. That's the latest version as of now. I guess I'm not sure. This was what I found on the net. Also, it said something like HTML importer also. So make sure to update that also. Check for HTML is 1.5, make it 1.6, and rest everything same. Okay, I'll add Bootstrap also anyway since we are here. We have to install anyways, so I'll add Bootstrap. I'll use the version 3. I'm not going to use version 4 because I'm kind of familiar with that. 3.4.1, that should do. Submitted. So just do cd front end npm install. Yeah, npm install. So it might take some time. Let's see. Some warnings. Let so I think that should, let's see if it works. Ng serve. Generating compile successfully. Localhost 4200. Yep, it works. Now for us, index.html and sad app.html component delete. Save component.ts. It's not title. I'll call authentication. Yeah. So So CSS also is right. So we have routing module. Everything else looks fine, right? Style.css. Uh, right. So we have to make sure we install Bootstrap in Angular JSON also. So where was it? Styles, yeah. So here I'm going to install Node modules inside Bootstrap, inside this CSS. I'm gonna do Bootstrap. We'll take Bootstrap min.css. So let's see. Basically, it goes to CSS. There's a folder called Bootstrap. Yeah, dest CSS Bootstrap min.css. This is the CSS file we are using. I'll close this now for now. Right. So basically, that's it for Bootstrap. Now let's start creating our ng app. So let's generate a component. So ng generate component. I'm gonna call this authentication. Basically auth. Also we need a header. Uh, I'll add account also. Yeah, for now I guess this will do, right? Routing module. Here we need to add our paths here. So we need authentication and profile. So those would be the two paths. Also in our app component.html, we have to add our header, then our router outlet. Right, so let's start by defining our header. So in our header component HTML, let's create a navbar. So it's going to be of class nav bar, and we'll use the default one. We'll add a container class with fluid container class. Also I'll add a brand. So our navbar header, I'll call this header a with class of navbar band null for now, and I'll call this Django authentication for now. Django, yeah, that looks good. Now let's create our collapse show, and show dot nav bar collapse. Yeah, this should be is basically means like when you are viewing mobile mode, we need it as a collapse mode, right? So inside this we'll have two UL class. UL dot nav navbar nav, and our list with the link, and this should be home. Actually we don't have a home, so I'll call this profile. Yeah, so this should be our left side. This should come to our left side, and we'll add URL escape for now. I think we don't need this. so I'll leave that out. Also, we need the right side, we need login, logout, and yeah, I think login, logout is good enough. So it's also take nav, nav, and nav bar right. Li with link, we wanna use router link. So for now, I'll just leave it login and logout. Yeah. So logout will be actually a button. So style let cursor pointer, and on click we need logout. So for that uh, I'll register that later. So I guess we'll start by adding our router module. So inside our router module, let's add our routes. So we have path and profile, yeah, and this component we need account component. Copy this, paste, and it's gonna be our auth component. Yeah. So make sure you guys import this. Uh, don't forget that. I guess then we'll start by adding our app component. So we have our app header, and we'll add a container class with row and a call of md12, and here we will define our router outlet. Yeah, so this should work fine. uh, yeah, forgot to serve it. So yeah, Django auth, profile, login, logout. So oh, my bad, we didn't add our header links. So inside header component, let's start by adding our profile. Yeah, so this gonna be our router link active. Copy this, paste it here. We don't want that there. Also, let's add our router link. So this also style a cursor pointer. Yeah, and router link capital. Sorry, router link would be profile. So copy this, copy, paste. Router link would be our auth, and we'll add something called is authenticated. By default, we'll add it as false. So is authenticated. We'll come back to this later. So boolean field. Yeah. Now so copy. We'll do an ngIf to check if that person is authenticated. So ngIf, if he's authenticated, if he's not authenticated, show him this link. Else, show him this link. ngIf. So yeah, we already have a login. Profile works. Login router link slash auth. It should have worked. Why didn't it work? Was my routing module. So yeah, we have auth component. Yeah, auth works. My bad. Profile auth profile. Yeah, it works. I didn't check it. It's my fault. So that should work for now. Now let's start by adding our authentication. So for this, we're gonna use for the forms we are gonna use something called reactive forms. So by default, it would be better if you create. So okay, so for now I'll create it here. But since for small projects like this, it's not necessary. But in case you make this larger, uh, this would be good. So let's add our ng module. We need ng module. ng module is from Angular core. Angular core. Yeah. And we need reactive forms and common module. So these two would be needed. So first I'll declare my ng module. It has declarations. Of course, our auth component. It will automatically import. In case if it doesn't, make sure to import it. And our imports. So imports would be our reactive form components. So reactive forms module, yeah, and also common module. Save it. Now you just have to export it. So export class auth module. Yeah, so make sure you import our auth module in app.modules. So auth module imported. So since we already imported auth component over there, delete this. And I guess that's good enough. We don't need this also. Save it. So that should do the trick. Now let's start by creating our HTML file. So this is gonna be a div class of a row, and I'll create a div for sign up and sign out login. So I'll take call access12, call empty6, and call empty offset3. So inside this we need a form. It's not of ng form. It's gonna be a form group. This should be our normal forms module. Since we are using reactive forms module, we are gonna use form group. So now we haven't created that yet, but we'll do that anyways. So I'll just name it. I'll name my form group sign up form. Yeah, and function name would be on submit sign up or on sign up. So sign up. Yeah, that should do. So inside this, we need a form group. So and we need name and input. So label for name. So it's gonna take in our name. If you guys remember, I'll just open it up. Our packet. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay. We have backend here itself, so we don't need that. So just close it. So inside backend, if you guys remember in models, we took in username, email, name. So we just need same thing. Uh, we need name and an input of class form control. Type is text. Yeah. Class form control, and we'll add our ID. So I'll call this name. Also the name, of course. I'll call this name. Yeah, this also required. Actually, we don't need required. Required would be only validated in the normal forms, since we are gonna use reactive forms. We will use required in the JavaScript. Yeah. So this is basically it. So I'll just copy this. So we need this for name, username, email, passwords 1 and password 2. But for passwords, I'm going to create something called an extra form control, a form group, since I'm going to validate the password if I'm going to check the passwords are same. So for that, I'm going to create an extra group. Uh, okay, I think I'll explain it once we reach there, right? So this gonna set. So I'm just changing the names. So we need name. I think I would go with username. User name. Username. Also here also this I'll name it email. Yeah. Uh, then we need password. So was we could act for this I'll name it password. Password. Make sure you change all this, okay? And this I'll name confirm password. So basically this would be our sign up form. I'll just copy this entire thing, and we're gonna create our login form. So actually we need to add buttons also. I forgot. So Control Z. Inside forms, we need div class. We're gonna create button of class btn is a bootstrap class. Success, and it's gonna be sign up, and of type submit, and I'll add one more button, and that's gonna be of type button, and it's gonna be switched to login. Yeah. switch to login, and it's going to be of class primary. So we have sign up and switch to login, and this should work. Now I'll copy our class, copy, paste, and we don't, this is going to be a login form, so we don't need name, username. It's just going to be email and password. So login, switch to sign up, and it's going to be login form, and on login. Yeah, so that should work. Now we need to start defining our login mode, login, etc. And I'll add an ngif. So ngif, check if it is in login mode. So this is sign up mode, so non-login mode. Login mode. Copy this. Oh, it's gonna be under div. My bad. We need to place it under div since we're using div as a separator, not the form. Form also should work fine, right? So inside our not app module, this auth component. So inside our auth component.ts, let's start adding it. So we have our login mode by default set to true, and we are going to create a sign up form. Sign up form is going to be of type class form group. Bring it from Angular forms. Make sure you do that. Login form is also going to be a type form group. Make sure you bring it. Error, sign up has no initializer. Okay, we'll define that. No issues. So I guess that's it. Now let's start initializing our sign up form. So the start sign up form is new form group, and inside this form group we'll have name. It's going to be a form control, new form control, null will be our initial value, and let's add a validator. So it's going to be validators. Now here we will say it's required. So basically before we could have added it in HTML template when we used ng forms. Since we are using reactive forms, this is how you add our validators, right? So we have name, username. It's going to be of type new form control, null, validators dot required. Same for email. New form control, null. Now for this we'll have an array of validators. One is required and one is email, right? So make sure it's an email, make sure the field is full. So that's what we are saying. Now for password, we need a custom validator to make sure the entered password and the confirmed password are same. So for that, I'll create a form group first. So passwords will be a form group. It will be a new form group, and the form group will contain our password and new form control, of course. So initial value null and validators are required, and confirm password This will be of new form control null data start required. Yeah. So this is our sign up form. So since we edited this, it's saying this. That should have gone. Let's add one for login form and check. It's not returning anything still. I don't like it. So our email will be of type form control, same thing. So just copy it, paste. Password is also same. Copy, paste, move it. So that should do the trick. And on in it. Yeah. Oh, Shrabinot module.ts. Yes. So we have reactive forms, sign up form as managed laser. So there are still not sure what the issue is. Let's see. Let's just proceed with it. Let's see if the issue comes in our browser also. So we have a sign up form and inside HTML we defined it. So we need to change this. We need to add a form group. So div form group. We need to wrap our password and confirm password in the form group. Got. So that should do it. Uh, Now let's add switch button, like switch to uh, like on switch mode, such that on switch this dot is login mode is the opposite of this dot current is login mode. Yeah. So in our component, where is it? There's a button. Here it is. So on click on switch, copy this, switch to login, save it, and form submit. We'll add on sign up, right? That's what we give. For now, we'll just console log this dot sign up form. Also, we need a login mode. I mean, on login. This, I mean, console dot log this dot login form. So I guess that should do the basic stuff. And now let's, for now, let's see if this works. It's saying it's compiled successfully. Let's start again. Property login form has no initialization and is definitely not assigned to a constructor. So that error came set life. Okay, okay, so I just set the website and it seems issue was we have been using strict class initialization. So that was a fault. So I'll just set it to false. So where was it? TSJSON false. Yeah, no, it's fixed. Oh shit, man. Sad life. So basically, one, so always to don't make it a strict class initializer, of course. Otherwise, it just initialize this into a null value. That also should do. Let's see if this works. So we have a switch to sign up, switch to login. It works perfectly fine. Yeah, and let's make it back to what it was and inside dot component. So I just assign a null value. 'Some default value. Yeah, so reload. So, as you can see, that also should do the trick. Let's see. uh, Console log. Let's inspect. So status is invalid. uh, Email is null, password is null. It should have been enough type password. Save it. Anyways, we don't want the strict check in tsconfig.json. False. Close it. Auth component ts. Just delete this. So console.log this dot login form. So it says trust false. So it seems it's saying invalid. Form control looks fine. Oh shit, we forgot to add the control names. So we need something called form control names also here. Yeah, control name. It's gonna be name. Copy this, paste username, paste email, paste password. confirm password, email, and the last one, password. Save it. Now let's just see. Touch true. So the value Mr. Matthew password. So I guess we got our login form set up. So I will add some more authentication. I mean, we'll customize this a little more before stopping. So I'll make this disabled, and I want this to be enabled only if our form is valid. Yeah. So login form dot valid. Same for sign up. Sign up form dot valid. So I guess, as you can see, the sign up and login is disabled. So uh, as long as this is blank, this is a required field. So as long as this is blank, this will be disabled. So let's go back to our code. Uh, in sign up mode, I'll add a username. So this one I'll enter a password, this one enter password, but these are different passwords. As you can see, this length itself is same, but sign up is available. So we need to change that. We want this to be enabled only if the sign up is only if the passwords are same. Yeah. So go back to component. So we will add a custom password checker. So I'll call this password check, password check, and it will take in control of form group. I'm gonna take a form group, and it will return a string of type boolean. So string of type boolean. Make sure you enclose this in curly brackets. Yeah. So if the control, since we are gonna get it from form group, so inside the control you're gonna get password and its value. So dot value. If it's not same, you're gonna return true, basically an error code. That's what we want to say. So confirm password dot value. If it's not same, return not same. As true, else return null. Yeah. So inside our form group, we are gonna add this. So after this, we are gonna add a validator. This dot password check. Let's go back. Just to sign up, email, enter password. As you can see, as long as my password is not same, it's not gonna work. So let's try 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. As you can see, now it's same. So the sign up this thing is activated. But as you can see, this is only 6, but in Django we mentioned we need 8. So for that, we'll add an array saying it needs to be minimum of 6. So validators dot min length of 8. Same for the password. Yeah. So just copy this. We don't need to do the same thing here because we are already checking if they are same. If they are not same, an error will occur. I mean, either the user won't be able to sign up. So it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's not working. 7878. So that part is done. uh, let's see if it works. Sign up, touch true, status valid, passwords 12345678, 12345678, username, email, name. Yeah, so everything is working fine. Now let's add custom errors. This would be our last part, right? So in our auth component, after name input, we're gonna add a label. We're gonna add a span of class help block, and it's gonna say field required, and we're gonna check if user ngf. We're gonna check if the form the name was touched. Like, we don't want to show this error before the user even tries to enter it, right? So sign up form dot get name dot valid, and if it's not valid, then show. So basically we are checking if it's valid. So if it is valid, it will show true. So opposite of that is false. So in GF we will check false. Anyways, sign up form sign up form dot get name dot touched. So what this is going to do is it's going to check if the field was touched and if the field is valid. So let's see that in action. Just to sign up, touch, add and enter, field required. Reload, sign up, nothing there, touch, and enter, the field is required. Of course you can add a style. Just sign up, touch, field required, yeah. Same for we'll add for username, copy, paste, this is gonna be username, save. For email also, so here it's gonna say please enter a valid email, not save. So copy, paste. So we're gonna check if the passwords are there. So get the password. You need to enter the path correctly. So passwords dot password. So under passwords, comes password. So make sure you enter the path correctly. Copy this. Bring it down a line. Please. I'll call this field required. Field required. Same for confirm password, but paste. But we want to also check one more thing. Now we're gonna check if they are the same passwords. So if you guys checked before, if you guys checked, if you guys saw the auth component, we are returning something called not same. So under passwords, we are gonna get something called errors. So under passwords, there will be a field called errors. Yeah, and we're gonna check if there's something called not same. And if there is not same, check if it is true or false. So we don't need this. And we're gonna say passwords must be same. Yeah, so so basically that's it. So for email field required, I'll just copy this. And for password also is same. So it's going to be login form. And it's going to be password. So I guess that should do. Let's check. Switch to sign up. It's saying passwords must be same even before it was touched. Give me so it's because we did not. Now that should go. Sorry for that. Switch to sign up. Yeah, and the password. So I'll enter 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It's showing passwords must be same. Yes, passwords must be same. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Success. Sign up. Everything is correct. So basically that's it for our this video. Uh, we'll go to check for login also. This is under valid email. I'll just say field required. Field required, yeah. Yeah. So that's it. So that's done. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, subscribe and press like. The next part we shall finish with our we shall do the rest of the application. Hopefully that would be our last video for this course. It's a small course, of course. So if you guys did like this video, do subscribe, do like it. Thank you guys for watching.